this meeting to order. The Union County Board of County Commissioners, Thursday, December 16th, 2021, regular meeting agenda. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrison.
Here.
Commissioner Granados. Here. Commissioner Hudak.
Present.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Here.
Commissioner Leone.
Here.
Commissioner Palmieri Mude.
Here.
Commissioner State.
Here.
Vice Chair Williams.
Here.
Chairman Mirabella.
Here.
Chairman, you have 9 commissioners present for the regular meeting tonight.
Very good. Please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, giver of peace and lover of charity, to the entire family of nations, true agreement with his will, to grant the light of the Spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Can you please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
The Chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey Statutes Act, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting, the Board of County Commissioners of County Meetings, has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for 2021, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance, to the newspapers circulating within the county of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the 2021 meeting administration building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the 2021 with the office of the council clerk.
Okay, thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve the communications?
So moved. Second.
Moved by the Vice Chair, seconded by Commissioner Garrison. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrison.
Yes.
Commissioner Granados.
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak.
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Yes.
Commissioner Leone.
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Mude.
Aye.
Commissioner Staton.
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. May I now have a motion to suspend the rules to allow for the joining of both the public comment on resolutions being offered for adoption and the public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the county into one public comment session.
So moved. Second.
Moved by the Vice Chair, seconded by Commissioner Mudet. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrison.
Yes.
Commissioner Granados.
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak.
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Yes.
Commissioner Leone.
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Mude.
Aye.
Commissioner Staton.
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
And Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The meeting is now open to the public for anyone wishing to speak on resolutions being offered for adoption or any other matter. Please come forward, state your name, and please adhere to the 5-minute time.
Good evening, Commissioners. Justin Lover, President of Union County, also an employee. During our last meeting, Chairman, you stated that you were sad that it's gone on this long, the negotiations. That's been 18 months. So for 18 months, the Commissioners could not decide before I first in charge could decide. Should I repeat myself? Did I repeat?
No, we heard it.
Okay. So for 18 months, we've been dealing with the negotiation with the insult of a 2% raise for the same staff that you continue to thank at the beginning of every meeting. However, you guys were very proactive when it came to the increase in department head salaries. Today, you thanked the staff and stated you were forever in our debt. We don't seek for you to be in our debt. What we want is what's fair and just. We want you to be in solidarity with us. This is the only time that I've worked in a place where we're on the same team, right, but we're all wearing a different jersey. It's hard to understand and it's hard to believe. When I stand here before you, I don't want to stand as someone who opposes you, but that's how it feels. When I have to justify my performance, when I've never even had a write-up, I've never even had a verbal. So when things like that happen, it saddens me, it frustrates me, and it makes me wonder why I'm still here. I didn't come here to debate you. I didn't come here to be someone who always has to stand here and fight against you. We want to work with you, as we always do, like during those food drives that you thank us for and all those things. We want to work with you, but we also want you to see us. We want you to hear us, and we want you to see us. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Imani Humphrey, Linden, New Jersey. One of my coworkers, she couldn't come today, so she had me write something for her. I'm reading it, so I just saw it now, so I'm about to, okay. Good evening, Commissioners and General Public. My name is Valerie Donofrio, and I'm unable to attend this meeting in person. Although I stand in solidarity with my colleagues, the reason I'm unable to attend this event is because I have to work a part-time job after my full-time job with the County of Union. I have been with the County of Union since 2013, and during the entire duration of my appointment, I've worked multiple overtime hours and held a part-time job working full-time hours. I listened to the speech my coworkers presented at the last meeting. I found it disheartening to hear that some individuals were going to receive 18% increases because they deserved it. So do we not deserve an appropriate increase as well? Because that is the message that we are receiving on our end through the action of the county manager. Meanwhile, we were the essential, although we are not called essential on paper, employees that work the entire duration of this pandemic. The moral in this agency is an all-time low due to the reflection of our hard work at one of the worst times in this country. We have over 300 members in this union, and we voted for many of the members at your table. We believe that you were going to stand with and for us. Some of us have been regretting our vote based upon the actions of certain individuals. It's heartbreaking that multiple employees in this agency are clients as well, or the employees coming in with a visible burnout rate because they have to work multiple jobs to make ends meet for their family. Yet, we are told the County of Union cares about our health and well-being. I would like to leave off with a final question for each member to answer. Do you think the t-shirt stating Union County Cares is an accurate representation of the way the workers are being compensated, treated? I want to thank you for your time in this serious manner.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak?
Jennifer Colon, Union County. Good evening, Commissioners and members of the public. My name is Jennifer Colon, and I have been working for Union County for 6 years, and I am an employee in good standing. I come before you to address my salary. After 6 years of employment, here I am still assistance eligible and living under the poverty line. I started with the county as a volunteer for the Community Work Experience program, and I worked very hard to gain employment at social services. Monday through Friday, I would drop my children off to school and take the bus to work and arrive on time every day. After being in the work program for a year, I received good news that I was being hired. I was so grateful to finally think that I would be off assistance and able to supply all the needs of our children. But unfortunately, I'm still a client. I have 3 children. I work so hard and still live paycheck to paycheck. I love my job with Union County, but it is disheartening that I still have to apply assistance with my colleagues. I have volunteered at many Union County food drives as well as multiple county functions. My coworkers and myself deserve a cost of living raise comparable to the cost of living in Union County, as it is a requirement of our employment. I set a goal to find gainful employment at the county and set an example for my children. But when they ask me for something and I can't afford to meet their needs, we ask that you reconsider our raises. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else wishing to speak, please come forward.
Side a little closer.
Good. Jimmy, did you start the clock? Kidding.
Take shortcut.
I'm kidding.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Commissioner Board and Dr. Garrettson, Bruce Patterson, Garwood, New Jersey. My general comments first is, as you know, I analyze the budget every year for the last probably 15 years in detail. We find the running fund balance, which is at the end of every year, which is the surplus at the end of the year, is running around $100 million last year. Now you have the savings from the closing of the jail, which you claim is $20 million. So you throw in $100 million to $20 million, maybe you remove the exorbitant raises given to upper management and other expenditures. And you'll probably end up at the end of this year, going into next year's budget, with about $110 million in free cash in the bank. Now this $110 million is about $50 million in excess over the $60 million threshold that gives the county the AAA rating that you guys crow about. You know, it's about time that you have enough money, and I've been saying this every year, you should be able to decrease the taxes, not just flat taxes, but decrease the taxes on every single town, not just 1 or 2 towns every year. So, I mean, it's even as simple as even Hudak could do this. And the last item is we're looking at the unions and the collective bargaining people that come here. And it sure sounds like if you have enough money, you should be able to settle it. I don't know why 18 months goes by and nothing was really gained or lost or whatever. But I mean, you're sitting on $100 million in free cash. You should be able to do something about it. On to the resolutions. Reso 954. This is an interesting reso. It's giving the county's retirement planning services to a company owned by a George Bouded. The name sounds awful familiar. I'm sure the connection to any commissioners. The voting at the end will tell, of course. But how are we assured that this financial planner will not put county retirement monies into financial vehicles that charge highest fees at the expense of the plans, so he will make these extra profits? Financial authorities catch these financial people many times on this issue. 956, the transfer of funds. Could you just have somebody tell the public what the money is being transferred from what to what? Reso 971, title services for Berkeley Heights property. I think it's 750 Springfield Avenue. It's the Berkeley Heights property we're planning to buy. That's $7,000 for the title services. Does that include title insurance? Reso 985 to 995. These are all election related, and I've been commenting on this. The expenditures for our county elections just keep spiraling upward. Last 2 years, total about $66 million. These resos add another $900,000. These resos constantly show up in many of the meeting agendas. Why can't someone at the election division get a handle on them, introduce them all at once in one meeting so the public understands the total expense we are incurring with these elections? And to me, it seems like it's out of control. Reso 1001, that's $98,000 to Millennium Strategies for grant writing. Now, what amazes me is that no one in the legal department, there's got to be 100 people in the legal department, can do this easy work. I suggest, what about ex-county counsel Barry, who's still hiding out somewhere in the county building, I don't know, drawing about $175,000 salary, just sitting on his thumbs since Bruce Bergen took over the county counsel job. Reso 1004, the county taxpayers lost another suit for $400,000. Now, what's interesting is that Chubb Insurance is paying $240,000 of that amount of money. But in looking back, I don't see any resolution that hired Chubb as our insurance carrier. So my question is, who is Chubb actually representing? 1005, the opioid settlement, this Council Bergen was talking about. But the dollars that we may get, do they have to be dedicated for a certain service or program when we receive it? 1006. That's a settlement with the PBA 73A. I would just like to know what the overview of that agreement is as to raises, etc. And also, well, that's enough. By the way, thank you. Good. Have a pleasant holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Bruce. We'll go through your list. I'm going to call Director Taylor forward to speak to 954 and I believe 956, Director.
Through you, Chairman, Resolution 954 is the Economic Planning Group. It is for our county's 527 plan. Essentially, this is a low-cost city county. I will tell you that we do have a fiduciary through Mass Mutual that monitors each of the funds to make sure that all the fees are in line with industry standards. So the fiduciary actually monitors all of that activity. With regard to Resolution 956, the resolution total is $41,000. We're transferring from Social Security to cover various control accounts within the county. The control accounts go to admin services, board of taxation, and general operations for engineering.
Okay, did you say the total amount was $41,000?
$41,000.
Very good. Thank you, Director. We'll move to 971, County Council. You want to address that?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Mr. Patterson, that is correct. The total you see there does include the title searches and the title insurance and all of the closing costs. As you may know, title insurance is based upon the cost of the purchase, so most of that is in fact for the insurance cost.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, County Council. We have some questions on the election board. I don't know if they were more of a comment. Administrator Dorado, do you have anything to add to that? I think it was about bundling or the cost of things. I'm sure these are all, very mandated costs that we're obligated to comply with, but I'll let you share your thoughts on that.
Yes, the answer to your question, Chair, is yes, they are mandated costs. We are mandated to deliver our voting machines. We are mandated to deliver our electronic poll books. We are mandated to make sure that the polling locations are open in time for our poll workers to arrive. These are all costs associated with administering a fair and transparent election. And we are mandated to have election equipment, which needs to be maintained, hardware, software, firmware, all of those maintenance programs need to be paid to ensure that we receive necessary updates for security and programming reasons. Changes throughout the year are often necessitated by legislative changes, and I know that once the early voting grant for next year, the guidelines are announced, I'll be back to likely increase contract amounts based upon grant awards. So I will be back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. I appreciate that. We'll move, I guess, to 1001 and call on the Deputy County Manager to come forward and address that issue on the lending strategy.
Chairman, it's not a simple task. I respectfully disagree. There's a lot involved in writing a grant, and in addition to writing grants, they also do a lot of research and provide us with a whole, regularly update us on new grant opportunities. This particular grant also is offered as a shared service to our municipalities. We have 6 municipalities that are using those services that are covered by this. So it's not just us that's benefiting. They're also provide a portal to the municipalities so that they can be made aware of opportunities as well. It's often harder to know what's out there than maybe it is to write it, but it's not a simple task to write about it. There's a lot of information gathering and nuances that they are very aware of because this is what they do for a business. They know, the right things to include that we might not always know because it's not our profession.
Very good. Thank you, Deputy County Manager. Bruce, can you address 1004 and 1005?
Yes, Chairman, thank you. Concerning 1004 and Chubb Insurance, Mr. Patterson, you are correct that they are not hired directly by the county. The county is a member of a statewide insurance fund, which we join other counties and municipalities in to cut expenses and to get a better rate on insurance. So Chubb is actually retained not by us directly, but by the insurance fund, the joint insurance fund. So that's why you don't see their name in our paperwork. As to the opioid settlement, your question is a good one, based on negotiations with the defendants, as well as mandates by the government. The money that's being collected can only be used for future expenses to treat and help stop opioid addiction. So it is very specifically targeted to the damage that was done by the defendants. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, good. Thank you, Bruce. All right, very good. So the last one, County Manager, can you speak to 1006?
Sure, Chairman, just a point of clarification earlier. I think Council Bergen has about 12 people in his department, not the hundreds that were mentioned earlier. This is a 3-year contract from January 1, 22 to December 31, 2024, and it's a 2% increase each year.
Very good.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, County Manager. Anyone else wishing to speak? Okay, seeing no one, I'll close that portion of the meeting. And I will ask for a resolution to adopt resolutions 2021-946 through 2021-1011.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Granados and seconded by Commissioner Hudak. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrison?
Yes.
Commissioner Granados?
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak?
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski?
Yes.
Commissioner Leone?
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Munoz?
Aye to all, abstaining from resolution 2021-954. Thank you.
Commissioner State?
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams? Yes. And Chairman Mirabella?
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative on all resolutions with the exception of resolution 2021-954. We have 8 votes in the affirmative and 1 abstention.
Okay, very good. Before we move on to Commissioner reports and comments, I have a very special presentation that I would like to make tonight. And Jimmy, can you help me? And can I ask my fellow commissioners, and particularly Commissioner Staton, if they will come join us in the front of our dais? Come on, guys. So it's actually my honor right now to call attention to the service over the last 3 years of Commissioner Andrea Sunshine Staton, as you were being introduced in the Super Bowl. But I want to say a couple of words. First of all, I want to recognize a very special member of the audience, someone that this county family has adopted as a, I dare say, a surrogate father or a extra father or extra uncle, and that is Pops Staton. Pops, thank you very much for all you've done. And I can see where Sunshine got her personality and her persuasiveness and her energy is from you. And I wanted to take a minute to thank you, Andrea, for what you've done for the residents of Union County over the past 3 years. I mean, you worked hard, you showed up. It was a very, very challenging time to be an elected official, and you know from your previous service in Roselle, and then coming to the county, and dealing with the pandemic is not an easy thing. And you were right there, side by side with each one of us, not only helping with distribution and vaccinations and testing, but all throughout the county. Wherever you were needed, you showed up and you put your best foot forward, and you did a good job always representing this county. And I'm proud of your service. I'm proud of you and what you've been able to do. And I know the residents of Union County are better off 3 years since you turned out. And we appreciate you and what you did. And I know we have a small token of our appreciation that we want to present to you. And then I'll leave it up to other commissioners that can, when they get their comments, they can share their thoughts. But I certainly wanted to pull everyone out here. And I think you probably know from your time, this is very rare that all commissioners come forward. And we wanted to salute you and certainly give you the proper send-off that you richly deserve. So congratulations on your service. I don't know if you want to say a couple words now or you want to open your prize, but I mean, you're certainly welcome to do that.
Oh, I'll open it.
Please.
I love presents. Wow. Thank you. I have a little sign. Humidor, it's a grade Commissioner Staten.
Oh, it's so
This is from Dr. Garrison.
And your colleagues from the New Jersey 19 Black Commissioners who helped change the name from freeholder to commissioner.
Oh, great, thank you. Oh, wow. NJ19 founder, Commissioner Andrea Sunshine State in 2021. Members of NJ19. We're very proud of all the work that we're doing throughout Union County and the state. So I appreciate it. And I thank you all for coming out tonight. And I'll save my comments for my council comments. But thank you.
Can we all get together real quick?
Yeah.
Where's Lamar? Is Lamar in here?
Yeah.
Here, take it.
Okay, great. Yes.
We're just waiting for the photographer to come back. We want to definitely.
One and one.
1 and 1. Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you.
All right, let's get 1, 2, 1 out. Yeah.
Ready? Ready? Okay, guys. Ready?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you. Very good.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, Commissioner Staten, and I know we'll hear more from you in your closing comments. I think we probably want to move on to commissioner reports, right? All right, so we're going to start with
Excuse me,
Vice
Chairman,
Chair.
I would like to go first tonight.
Please.
because we have a special presentation for you as well, to thank you for your 2 years as chair, leading us through the pandemic from the very beginning and working with our county manager and all of our partners, Kane, United Way, et cetera, in making sure that our county was first and best at delivering services to our residents through the pandemic and afterward. We're not out of the pandemic, but I think that it really does speak to your leadership, that we wanted you to be chair another year to assist us as we move through. So, Jimmy? Yeah, well, I think we can, maybe we can, the photos will look the same, so I think we can do it from here, but maybe, yeah. But you have to open it and show everyone. It's not a pony.
Well wrapped.
Certainly not done by me.
No, I didn't think you did it. It's not one of these box in a box in a box.
Russian nesting dolls, yes.
It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Chairman.
That's your wine bar.
So, again, thank you, Chairman. I'm sure all of the other commissioners have some nice things to say about you as well. For my comments, I just want to wish everyone happy holidays and, you know, be safe, wear your mask, get your booster if you have not already, and let's move into 2022 in a stronger frame of mind as a stronger county. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Let's move on to Commissioner Kowalski.
Thank you, Chairman, and I'd like to add my thanks for your service. You are in the NJAC Hall of Fame for your many years, first as freeholder, now as commissioner, and probably have set some records as chairman during the pandemic, so thank you very much. We appreciate the work you've done, and we know you can always count on you to bring us through, so thank you, and hope you enjoy the break after this. And to Commissioner Staton, I want to thank you for your time serving Union County, and before that serving Roselle. You have shown yourself to be a committed public servant, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. You have been a participant in countless county events and always looking out for the people in need, especially. So thank you for your dedication and your service. Thank you. And I just want to, speaking of service, I'd like to put in a little note for the Environmental Stewards Program, which is run by the Rutgers Cooperative Extension along with the county. We had a number of tree stewards who finished their studies and graduated this week, and we are still looking for volunteers to be environmental stewards. It's a program designed to train members to create projects that have a positive impact on our local ecosystem. And some of the work that's been done in the past by environmental stewards includes collaborating with our Department of Parks and Recreation to collect data on the impact of the emerald ash borer beetle, and also a new program in New Providence encouraging children to learn about environmental conservation, and also an Adopt a Storm Drain project in Westfield to stop debris from going into the Broadway River. So if you would like to be an environmental steward, or you know someone who has an interest, you can find out about it at our website, ucnj.org/RCE for Rutgers Cooperative Extension. Thank you, and wishing everyone a safe holiday season, and second, the Vice Chair's thoughts on staying healthy, wearing your mask, and getting your booster. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hudak.
Thank you, Chair. First, I want to just again, I want to acknowledge the employees who came here this evening from the CWA. And while I certainly appreciate your comments, and certainly you're right to voice them, we're not going to negotiate. I know the chairman said this at the last meeting. Your negotiation is not at this meeting. You can feel free to come and certainly voice those concerns. But as a board, we believe in collective bargaining, and that process will have to play out. So, with respect, and everyone has the right to come and redress a grievance if you feel that's what's appropriate. But I think that the energy should be with your union leadership to talk to management and come to an equitable agreement, because this board's not going to negotiate, because we don't. That's not our role in this particular government. So respectfully, I wanted to address that. And also, Mr. Patterson, I can add just fine. At times, I feel that you do struggle with the math in terms of your conclusions. But I also, I find it a bit offensive at times when you talk about things like the surplus that the county has and our bond rating, as though it's some sort of magic bullet for us to fix problems that it's not intended to fix. I would remind, and for anyone who's here today, about 10 years ago, this county, its surpluses were at $0. And at that point, we were laying off several hundred employees, including many employees who were represented by the bargaining unit here that's here today. A lot of the financial practices that we have in place came as a result of that downturn and that budget situation. So just factually very incorrect, as well as the fact that the assertion that we can take our surplus and apply it to towns as we see fit. That's just not true. There's a countywide equalization formula. Unfortunately, every town has a different tax rate. So again, pointing to the surplus, which allows us to, among other things, keep our taxes level for multiple years, to make sure that we keep our employees in their positions, to make sure our ability to borrow for capital improvements, to say that we should just spend it on a budget in an arbitrary and capricious way just doesn't make sense. I want to turn to Chairman Mirabella, and I want to congratulate. Is this your sixth or seventh? Does it count as one or two? I was trying to come up with that calculation.
Counts as 10.
It's kind of like the Saturday Night Live joke. You're beyond the Five Timers Club, so it's new and rare air. It was certainly a very challenging year, 2-year period in which you were chairman. Certainly not what you intended, but it's what you got, and I feel you did a remarkably good job working with the administration, working with the board, in a whole bunch of firsts. And really, from this board standpoint, the mission of the board and carrying out services to the community, you really led us in the right direction to make sure that residents who needed help at the right time got it. So, thank you for your service, record-breaking service in that regard. Naturally, you get the biggest bowl that we could possibly afford. Good job, Jim, by the way, for not going for the small one. You had to fight the urge there. I want to congratulate our colleague, Commissioner Staten, on her term, completion of her term, and wish her the best. Tremendous energy, enthusiasm, always a smile from Sunshine. Great job with all the projects she works on, including the truck show that we did at Oak Ridge. That was something that she really took the leadership on. And, you know, my kids enjoyed seeing the state trooper helicopter come down at Oak Ridge. It was a really great program that you were a leader on. And so I wish you well in your future endeavors, and we know we hope great things from you. Lastly, I just want to wish everyone, regardless of what you celebrate, whether you celebrate Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, Christmas, or if you just like to get together with family and friends, please enjoy yourself, consider getting a vaccination or a booster, do it safely, and have a happy and healthy 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hudak. Commissioner State, we're going to leave you until a little bit later. I'm going to move right to Commissioner Garrettson.
Thank you so much, Chair. So this evening I want to share a couple of events that I was able to attend with some colleagues. The first one, I wanted to mention that the NJAC had a National Disaster Response and Recovery event. Myself and Commissioner Kowalski and also our county council was able to attend that. It was very informative given what has happened in our own county, and that was in Trenton. So I think we all found out that we were resourceful, but we wanted to really be in front of the commissioner, who I learned was from Hillside, at Hillside Roots, so that was pretty cool. But that wasn't the most coolest part. It was the fact that we had access to someone who really is going to be influential with a lot of federal dollars. The next event that I want to mention is the Kane Holiday Party yesterday. Myself and our outgoing chair, but a board member at Kane was able to attend. It was a lovely affair, but look forward to not only just continuing the mentorship you've had for so many, you've had many years of being able to give us all just a little bit of what we really are passionate about. So thank you for being able to be a role model, but also standing in your space to be able to give each of us something a little different. And that includes for me higher education, so I always really love that. It's something I'm really excited to share with everyone tonight. This last Monday, which seems like a year ago, but we were able to be, I like to acknowledge and share that the National Build Back Better proposal, there was over 526 nationally, and 60 were selected. In the state of New Jersey, there were 6 applicants, and only 1 was selected, and that was from Newark, which is where I also do work at NJIT. I was able to get Elizabeth, the county college, and several other partners involved, over 26. So we now are eligible for up to $100 million. So I'm so excited about that. I can't even contain it, but it's very tiring. And I'm a little remiss, because it's a bittersweet night for me, as I think about Commissioner Staten, and as I know the woman she is. But not only the woman she is, I want to just share an accomplishment with this county. She has been an incredible advocate. She has looked at this seal and has been opposed to it, like so many, for so many years. And like we talked about changing the name of freeholder, it wasn't a one-person show, but County Commissioner, former freeholder Andrea Sunshine Staten made sure she stayed on message and on point with that issue. So I really hope that we're able to usher that in. That little box can hold that old pen, and we hope as commissioners, because we proudly welcome you next year as an emeritus member, who will always be a part of what we do, what we create, and it wouldn't be what it is if it was not for you. So I want to thank you. I want to humbly say that no matter where you choose to go, that you will always leave an indelible mark in this county, and you will leave an indelible mark with your family, your father, on all of us. So we thank you, bless you, and Al, you too, but I just want to really make sure I did share that. And as you can see, I mean, it's mixed emotion. And then finally, I just want to also recognize that we are welcoming to everyone who comes to these meetings. It is so important. Whether your issue is appropriate here or not, the fact that you're using your voice, the fact that you're coming here and spending time with us and getting to know who we are as a commissioner board is so important. So I thank you. We do not have to always agree, but we hope that the issue that you do fight for, whether it's here, as our Commissioner Hudak has shared, or in the appropriate venues, but the fact that you're here, like Commissioner Staten, don't stop. Just know that, keep on believing. Don't know why that came in, but keep on believing, because it's not about just this moment and being in this space, but it's that there are people who are truly representing and speaking for. for. So thank you. That's my comments for tonight. And again, with mixed emotions, I say that congratulations, Madam Commissioner Andrea Staten. Job exceptionally performed, and you will continue to strive even higher.
Thank you, Commissioner Garrettson. Commissioner Linden.
Thank you, Chair. Just a little housekeeping business. The Office of Women is partnering with our Office for Persons with Disabilities and Special Needs in January. So I would like everyone to save the date for January 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. We will be doing a virtual learning session on Zoom entitled Financial Education Workshop for Special Needs Moms and Dads. So during this event, experts in the financial planning field from Mid-Atlantic Financial Resource Group will talk about the difficult tasks of helping families with the complex issues of the special needs communities. So anyone that this impacts, we encourage you to log on to ucnj.org/women to sign up for this program. You do have to sign up, and during the Zoom, attendees will have the opportunity to ask questions. So I encourage families to consider attending that on January 26th. I'd also like to congratulate our Commissioner Chair Mirabella on a fantastic 2 years as our chairman. I think, as Commissioner Hudak said, I don't think when you were sworn in as chairman 2 years ago you thought that we would be going through what we've gone through. But I have been humbled and so impressed with what Union County has been able to accomplish during this really unprecedented time. Nobody went to school for a pandemic, how to handle a pandemic, and I think we did a really great job under your leadership in addressing the needs of our residents. And 127,000 vaccinations to date is really phenomenal, and I know that the men and women who are doing the vaccines are telling, I hear it's like 500, 600 people are lining up once again like it was in the beginning, and I'm just really proud that we are able to offer that to our community. So thank you for all of your leadership over the past 2 years. And to our outgoing Commissioner, Staten, I've had the unique opportunity to have started this journey with you back when we ran together for the first time on this board. And from the moment I met you, I said, because everyone was saying, oh, you know Sunshine, yeah, I don't know who she is, but I met you and it was like a sunbeam came out of your face. It truly is. Your attitude is contagious, and it certainly helped me along the way to stay positive and enthusiastic, and I really marvel at your commitment to our youth, especially our youth. Who you have always taken such a tremendous, you've given the extra step for all of them, and the programs that you have come up with and supported and been a part of have really made a difference. And I have enjoyed campaigning with you, I've enjoyed serving with you, I've certainly, no offense to you, enjoyed getting to know your father and your daughter, who you should be so proud. You're a phenomenal family, and I know your daughter is going big places, and I look forward to hearing her name for a very long time to come. And I know that whatever you do from this point out, you are going to be fantastic and successful and never a stranger to any of us. So I thank you for your service. I so enjoyed getting to know you, and I'm glad to have you as part of my family. So thank you, and have a great holiday, everyone. Stay safe, get tested before you're with your family, and as everyone says, I encourage you to consider getting your vaccine or your boosters. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Let's move on to Commissioner Leon.
Good evening, everyone. As my first year as commissioner comes to an end, I just want to thank the county for welcoming me as part of their family, especially you, Chairman Mirabella, for helping me in every way, answering questions, mentoring me. I appreciate all you did. I was new to this, so I was a little nervous at the beginning,
but everyone made me feel great. Thank you, county manager, deputy county manager, all directors, my staffers, everyone. I was lost at the beginning. I couldn't have done it without Commissioner Granados. I called him, I think, 220 times a day.
My phone was kind of high. My phone bill was kind of high.
Yeah. So, thank you, Sergio. You know, I love you, thank you. Because at the beginning, I was lost. I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude seeing how this county works. We're all a big family. What they have done during this pandemic is amazing. The food distributions, all directors, thank you. Director Anderson, you're nonstop with doing all these food distributions. Every director in the county, I thank you. And I know that I bothered everybody calling them, asking them questions. Sheriff, thank you, yes. Everyone. I only worked with Sunshine for 1 year, but I learned to appreciate her, and she is a ray of sunshine. Thank you. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. Thank you, and I wish everyone a happy, blessed holiday. And also, on Sunday, there's a special needs skating with Santa at Waranaco Park, Saturday, 2 to 4. And it's gonna be an awesome event for special needs children, and anyone that's interested will be there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner Leon. Commissioner Granados.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I want to start by making mention of the toy drive distribution was taking place this morning. Commissioner Hudak, myself, and Director Anderson were able to join county employees from the Social Services Building as they were able to provide toys to 1,300 registered families throughout the county of Union. The toys were gifted and donated by residents, community partners, and county employees. So we're continuing to be proud of working alongside so many individuals who want to give back to the community, give back to others. So we thank you for that. You know, Chairman, when you make mention of Pops, I never met him as Pops. For me, it's always been Mr. GQ. You can see why he's always been Mr. GQ to me. But it's been a true honor to be at your side when it comes to different community events. And you've always had such a great positive attitude. We continue to cherish that and continue to cherish you too. When it comes to Commissioner Stain, I remember meeting you for the first time when you were a Roselle councilwoman back a couple of years ago. And when I first met you, truly seeing the passion and drive you had for servicing the residents of Roselle when it came to creating community programs that benefited the youth, but it benefited seniors, it truly showed that we all knew when you came part of this commissioner board, we knew that you were going to be a rock star. And we continue to thank you for your leadership amongst this commissioner board. And while you're finishing your term, we knew that this is a long-lasting term that will have many memories for each one of us that were by your side. Chairman, brother, you know, there's never enough we can say about you. You truly, I know like Vice Chair Williams mentioned before, we couldn't ask for a better leader during this pandemic. You've been somebody who I've looked up to, so many commissioners have looked up to on this commission board, somebody who's put community first when it comes to running day-to-day operations, when it comes on behalf of this chairmanship on the commissioner board. And we truly thank you because you've always had a positive attitude. You're somebody who truly has worked with every single department, with the county manager, in making sure that every service we can provide to our residents, we're providing. And it truly speaks volumes of how you are, how your family is when they come together in support of all our community events and gatherings, and it's just inspirational. It truly is inspirational. So with that said, I truly say thank you for your leadership. Thank you for continuing to be somebody we can all look up to. With that said, I want to wish everybody happy holidays. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll go to Vice Chair first.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I was a bit discombobulated. I usually go last. But I went first and I was thinking about how I write all of my comments down, usually in my phone, but I have the wrong phone with me. And I had comments that I wanted to make about Commissioner Staten. As others have said, you know, this is a person for whom community service, that really should be your middle name, not Sunshine. I went to an event about 1.5 years ago where Commissioner Staten was being honored, and the list of works that she has done over many years before even becoming a councilwoman in Roselle, it's endless. And I know that, we'll still be working with you on a number of projects. Your leadership and your friendship is something that I treasure. And as others have said, I lost my dad when I was young. And just to see the relationship that you have with Pops Fleming, the board's pops or uncle, as the chairman said, it's just something that I treasure. It's unique. It's very deeply moving to me to see the two of you together. And I think I sometimes maybe project, what would have been with my own dad. So it's a model for us all to emulate. And, if nothing else, I got a lot out of that. So I will miss you sitting with me on the board, but I know that you're going to continue to work and we'll still be one family. So thank you for your service, and thank you, Chairman, for allowing me to speak again.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Appreciate you. And we'll move on to the woman of the hour, Andrea, Commissioner Steve.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out this evening. Tonight is also bittersweet for me. It's hard to believe this is my last meeting. Saying farewell is never easy, so I'll be brief. I'm humbled by everyone's kind words. It has been an honor to serve the constituents of Union County. I'll put on my glasses so I can see. It has been a pleasure to serve my constituents of Union County, the county I love, over the past 3 years. I am proud of the good work and accomplishments we have achieved. When the pandemic hit, we were not afraid to roll up our sleeves and lead this county. We worked tireless hours on the phone, actually working at a blind because no one knew what was ahead of us, what was coming, and how to move forward, but somehow we figured it out. Over the past year, friends have become family, and I'm so grateful for my colleagues who stood by my side and helped me bring my visions and initiatives to life. I would like to welcome Mr. James Baker and wish him well as the new county commissioner in all his future endeavors. And I know this board will welcome him with open arms. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my family, especially my dad, the honorary commissioner, and who has become a dad to most of my colleagues as well. I thank you for your support, Dad, and all your leadership in helping me through this journey. You have always loved people, and you have taught me to love people and to treat people with respect. And so I thank you for those life lessons. I also would like to thank my daughter for her sacrifices when I used to have to attend so many meetings. Unfortunately, she is away at college now and finishing up her finals, so she's not here with me this evening, but she's in my heart, and I know that I'm in hers tonight. In closing, I would like to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday. And no worries, you'll still see me around Union County helping people at the food drive because I am a public servant and I love the people that I serve, and it reflects in my everyday life and the things that I do. So to the chair, Marabella, thank you so much for your leadership. All the directors, my aides, I don't want to forget them, they are all often forgotten. All the staff that helps us in our daily operations because, all of us up here have full-time jobs. So we have people constantly calling on us, they need things, and the aides are really helpful in helping them and getting the messages to us, during the day. Because even though this is a part-time job, it's not. It's a full-time job. We work during the morning, we work in the afternoon, and sometimes late through the night. So, just a special thank you to them. Dr. Garrison, Kim, Lourdes, Sergio, Ed, Al, Bruce, Rebecca, Chris, and BJ. Thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure to serve. Thank you, Union County.
Well said, Commissioner, for those heartfelt comments. And I know it's an emotional night. It's hard to take it in context with everything that's going on. But as I said, I want to thank you again for all your efforts. You're welcome as alumni, Commissioner alumni.
Yes.
And we'll be sure to remember when we have some events that you were a part of, that we come to fruition under our next chair's leadership, that we'll make sure you're present and could enjoy that success, because you certainly worked hard to bring that stuff forward. So all my personal best to you. I just have a couple of quick comments, and then we'll finish for the year. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was mentioned from a few people that, in January of 2020, when I first became chair, we had initiatives and plans and a robust agenda to execute on behalf of the residents of this county. And then March came up with the pandemic, and we pivoted directly and quickly to testing, then vaccinations and food drives all along the way. Basically reinventing how we do government in this county. And I give the county manager, the deputy county manager, and our directors a lot of the credit for finding a way to deliver services, regular day-to-day services, but also attack the pandemic and keep our county safe. And that was no small effort. And people give me credit or collective credit on the commissioner board, but we share that credit as team members on this dais with our administration, County Manager Oatman, Deputy County Manager Wagner, all our directors, and all the staff. I mean, it's been a real teamwork attitude that we've had here, and if I had any small part in creating that teamwork environment, I'm proud of that, because we needed it, and we needed people to come together quickly to help save lives, and I believe that we did that. Being the first county to have testing rolled out on a countywide basis undoubtedly saved lives, and let people know where they stood, whether they had the infection or didn't, and allowed them to protect themselves and their families. So I'm enormously proud of the collective effort of this commissioner board working with administration and all county staff. So, I could go on, and I'm not going to. I appreciate everything. This is really a night to celebrate Sunshine's service to our county, and also to thank all our directors, this county manager who worked tirelessly throughout, rolled up his sleeves next to everyone else, and all our directors who make this possible, creating an environment where we can deliver services to the county residents. And I'm proud to be a part of this group, and I'm proud of the effort that we expended in 2020 and in 2021. And I can tell you one thing, that I'm really looking forward to 2022. We have a bright future. We have new leadership. It will be terrific for this county to see the next phase and what this future brings for us. And our future is bright in Union County. There's more to do. There's a lot of work, and I think the vice chair said she's going to inherit the tail end, hopefully, of this pandemic. Every time you seem to think it's over in a bad memory, it seems like it pops up again through a new variant, or a new strain, or a new problem. And she'll attack it with the county manager, as we all have, I'm sure, and still execute the services on behalf of the residents that we need to deliver. So I'm going to wrap it up there and say, happy holidays to everyone, Merry Christmas. I know we had Hanukkah that came earlier this month, and people that celebrate, whatever you celebrate, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the family time. And as I think almost every commissioner said, If you know people that need vaccinations, encourage them to get it. If you feel sick on any level, go get a free test. It's helpful. It will be a difference maker. And if you need food distribution, and you have food insecurity, look on the website, and we'll try to help as best we can, whatever we can. Okay? And I welcome 2022. All right. Thank you, and with that, I'll ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Moved by the Vice Chair, seconded by Commissioner Staton. And Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrison? Commissioner Granados?
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak?
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski?
Yes.
Commissioner Leone?
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muda?
Aye.
Commissioner Andrea Sunshine Staton?
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams?
Aye.
Chairman Mirabella?
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative for the adjournment of this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.